Hello everyone, my name is Gloria Osei from Anglo-Ruskin University, and today I will be speaking to you about stakeholder engagement in nature-based public space design for sustainable regeneration of urban environments. In this presentation, I will present an argument for the theory of community and nature as key stakeholders in the sustainable regeneration of urban post-carbon cities. In 1987, the UN World Commission on Environment and Development reported that for development to be sustainable for current and future generations, it is necessary to balance the weight of environment, society, and economy in planning. It has been well documented that nature-based public spaces achieve these sustainability goals by improving environmental conditions and comfort, as well as developing urban aesthetics. Also, their presence encourages social cohesion and human health and well-being, as well as development on the economic sphere. Yet the research in the immersion of humans with nature showed that basic physical walks through a natural environment have little effect on human connectivity with nature, and therefore amplified contact with nature by emotional and sensory activities can provide a greater bond and potentially result in increased human benefits. Therefore, the aim of this research is to analyze the theory of community and nature as key stakeholders for a sustainable regeneration of nature-based public spaces in urban environments. Communities, defined as human beings internally and externally affected by the development of nature-based public spaces, provide information on design considerations that are necessary and to what extent they are so. In this, engagement on community perception assists in the inclusion and exclusion of design elements, exampled in human-place connectivity. This allows the human perception on what will encourage the use, not use or misuse of space to be seen. This is made manifest by ownership through communities' feeling of place belonging, as well as securities and insecurities, and also directly linked to the past events of the space. It is also seen through the adventures of being able to see something new. Engagement of community preference also allows us to plan for the views of sight within a nature-based public space, where we can then decide on which views are classified as must-seen and must be opened for the community to embrace, as well as those views that are poor views that must be screened or shielded over. Secondly, it is considered in this research that nature is a key stakeholder within nature-based public space development. This is due to nature's perception being the impact on nature that these developments have. Environmental settings are usually impacted significantly and permanently within urban spaces, yet these environments are usually represented merely by the presence of interested organizations, such as agencies like RSPB or the environmental agencies. These agencies are kept informed of the progress of the project and are capable of influence and action from management through the environmental impact assessment. Yet examples such as in the spring of 2019, when the east of England put netting along the cliff faces where sand martins regularly nest, meant that these birds were unable to gain access to their nesting area, and the net later had to come down, in the upper regions of the cliff to allow the birds to have access. And the RSPB also advised that the lower meshes were replaced with more appropriate types. These changes and additional costs could have been prevented by initial engagement. Nature also plays a responsible stakeholder role within nature-based public spaces, as it is a type of supplier to the project, where we import nature to create these spaces. Yet, representing human agencies are often have opposing interests, which can create biases. As a result, it is proposed that a new stakeholder model for nature-based public spaces should be encouraged that is based on the project's phases and affected stakeholders. This highlights the use of nature within the planning and implementation stages, as well as the community and impacted nature's effect through the whole presence of the development, from pre-regeneration to preservation of the project. This consideration of nature and community as key stakeholders will allow for a better quality of life, not only by enhancing the benefits that are already stated on nature-based public space development, but also reducing lack of control, fear of loss, and dislike that could be occurred. Thank you for your time.